Hello.
Say hello.
Hello.
Hi guys.
Hello. Welcome back to our little video after day one. Hopefully everyone's seen the video of our preview that we did for the London GT, which is where we all are. Not right now. We're obviously back at.
No, we are in London though.
Back at an undisclosed London location. But yeah. So hi, I'm Tom. Hi.
I'm Daniel.
And I'm Curtis. So guest again.
Almost got it wrong then.
You always got your name wrong, yeah.
A lot of people do spell it with a K, and I get confused.
Bless him. You can tell he's not made for the. not a professional YouTuber.
Not made for the silver screen.
Cool. So London GT, we've done our first day. So we played 3 games today, haven't we? 3 long games.
2 hours apiece, weren't they?
All 2 hours.
2 hours apiece, even the 400-point ones.
2 400-point games, 1 600-point game. All
Well,
2 hours.
Some of them weren't actually that long. But
So
we
I-
had
I-
2 hours to do them.
I went to full time in
Spoilers.
games 2 and 3, so
Did you?
yeah, I finished on that last turn in the last 5 minutes.
I know, well done.
Yeah.
So yeah, just quickly, what London GT is what we were saying about. Is like there's 2 games at 400 points, 2 games at 600 points, 2 games at 800 points. So it's slowly building throughout the day. So we've done our 2 400-point games and a 600-point game. List-wise, I'm using Goblin Town at 600 points. I kind of throw in the Spider Queen, have some fun. 800 points, you just get loads of goblins and have a great time. Very quickly reminding what you're taking, Curtis.
So I've got a Mordor list. So my leader is Kamorn on Fell Beast. 600 points. I've got an Alt Captain on Warg and a Ringwraith. Playing Ringwraith on Pause. And then at 800 points tomorrow, I'll be throwing in a Troll Chieftain.
There are Morgul Knights in there somewhere as well.
Yeah, smattering Morgul Knights, Black Moon Warriors with Morannons backing him up.
Nice. Daniel?
Yeah, I got a nice simple list. It's Durin with Max Hearthguard. And
Solid.
yeah, Mardin with some Vault Wardens and a King with some Iron Guard and stuff at 800. So yeah.
Durin's got the axe. He'll have axe guys. Marlin's
Loads
got the
of
spear.
Yeah,
He'll have
loads of
spear
spear
guys.
guys. Yeah.
Keep it simple.
Dwarf King with throwing axes with the throwing axe guys.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
So yeah, game. Well, how's the event been going so far? Like in just terms of the general event list. So like, what's the venue like?
It's a big old event. There's a lot of people there. We've got 40k there. We've got Legion right next to us.
Yeah. Warcry.
So it's like,
Loads of epic scale games.
if anyone doesn't know, London GT is like a big, London GT is a war games event, and we're playing in the Middle Earth section, but it means there's a massive 40k section. There's a fairly big Sigmar section. There's like all this other stuff, all these other games going on. It's quite nice to have like a little wander around and see all these other little games. Like there's a cool little rank and file tray system.
It looks brilliant. Yeah,
it's great. We have a look at.
We're right next to Star Wars Legion as well.
It's great because Lord of the Rings nerds, we love Star Wars as well, so it feeds that appetite, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's quite nice. And we're away from the 40k guys, which is quite nice.
We're
like up on a
really far away
in
from
the
the
VIP
40K guys.
in the VIP section,
Yeah.
just chilling out
Absolutely.
Up on a balcony.
which is quite nice.
MESBG is absolutely growing though. Chatting to Sam, the TO, the last time he ran at the LGT, they had 8 tables. We've got 29 tables now. So the growth in MESBG is yeah, and there should have been 60. Apparently one guy's flight got cancelled from America.
But yeah, 60 players is a pretty chunky event.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's pretty close to what Into the West and that was.
Yeah, into the West. A lot of big 100-pointers of that sort of side, aren't they?
Yeah, and this is only an 80-pointer, which I think there's a little bit of carryover from like the 40k events and stuff. Like it's not a dedicated MESBG event, so I think there's something to do with that. And there's been some like bad press about the 40k one before, to do with terrain and stuff. I don't really know. So I don't know if it's like, yeah, but it's a big event, man. It could do with being a 100-pointer. We'll see.
Yeah, maybe in the future.
Well, hot though, innit?
It got very warm towards the end of the day.
Like playing in a sauna towards the end of the game.
Game 1 and the lunch break was fine. Everything was great. Game 2 on to game 3, it started getting really hot.
And there's no easy way up, so you've got to trot up these ramps to get up to the sort of mezzanine where we are. And you always feel like you're going the wrong way around. You think you found a shortcut, and it ends up being a long cut. And
It's tough because there's obviously literally nothing they can do about it. but it's just because so many people.
Big old event. But
Yeah.
tables quite nice, aren't they?
Tables are good. Yeah,
Nice bit of terrain.
because you're from the local area.
Yes. Yeah.
Your community kind of helped the training.
Yeah. So I joined Sam on Friday to help set up the tables. A lot of the communities pulled in together. Table 17, in particular, a lot of people have been telling me fantastic terrain on that. So whoever's made that, well done.
I heard it was this guy called Zahir. He makes really good terrain.
He does make really good terrain, but not on table 17. But yeah, no. So yeah, they pulled together well, and yeah, quite nice. So we're really pleased with the setup. So
yeah, I like when that little all local community comes together and fills it up. It's quite nice. Should we crack on with the games?
Absolutely, yeah, that's good stuff.
So game one, sort of randomly rolled up, obviously. 400 points. We had Seize the Prize.
Woo!
Yay!
I was quite pleased with this.
I did not want it at 400 points.
Neither did I. Really.
600 or 800, great.
I got March in my list, so I was pleased.
So at 400 points, I've just got goblins. So I don't have any like spiders and stuff. So 400 points is the worst time for me to get it. I mean, I have got March, but
it's still only 8 inches, right?
Yeah,
you're not getting past. You really want to be getting past the prize, so you can defend it and pick it up. It might take you 3-4 turns to pick it up.
So I'm playing a guy called Jabba. It's his official name. Got it down. He's got Army of Deads. He grows into the Return of King Legion later on, but he's got the King and 20 ghosts. Is how many he fitted in, or something close to that. Which is just a lot of models, isn't it, for the Army of Dead? Yeah. Probably how I would do it at 400 points. Only problem is he's only got 1 point might. So he marched up, I marched up, then I moved on to the relic. And our board had like a river straight down the middle, and where there was a bridge quite close to the middle, but it wasn't like on the middle. So basically I jumped onto the middle, made a little bubble around the relic, used the bridge to help fortify it as well, because you couldn't get over the bridge, because I was on the other side of the bridge, so you couldn't even get off there. And I was defending the barrier and all that jazz. So I was having a lovely time. Then I rolled 4 ones in a row to pick up the relic. So for like 4 turns, I just got all my goblins around the relic.
Didn't matter though, did you? Because you had layers and layers of goblins.
Oh yeah, I was like 4 goblins thick around this, and he hasn't got anything to cut through. So you bring Aragorn in, he can cut through a couple of guys a turn quite happily. But they're just doing 1 or 2 goblins a turn, and it's slowly getting through. But slowly is the key word there. So eventually I dug it up. I did a little thing, so I did a Grinner swap with me, so I swapped out, so he moved like 3 inches off the relic immediately, and then he ran out a little bit further, chucked it to the king, and then the next turn the king just legged it. I couldn't get round because obviously he saw what I was doing, so moved his whole force to go that flank, so I couldn't get off, but yeah, so it ended up with a draw that one.
The score? 5 all?
3 all, I think it was.
3 all.
I think you said 3 all.
Yeah, he probably had the break, and you had the relic.
Yeah.
Yes,
but it was in your board half, yeah.
Yeah, and then it went to time, which went on forever. Because that was a 2-hour game of runaway. Because the King legend and stuff in it, like it took ages for it to break, because then started running away. I just ran away because I had so much might to do moves and stuff. But yeah. Curtis, how was your game on?
My game on, so I was up against a Gondor list. He had Boromir, bunch of warriors, and then Mablung, bunch of rangers. Boromir on his horse. Stan. So this guy's Stan Little, I think, Stanley Little. I, thinking about this all night, obviously the list, the matchups that come out the night before, I'm like, right, I'm marching up beyond the relic, I'm picking up the relic, giving it to a wild rider, I'm running away. And I did that. I marched up, got past it, picked up the relic. I got cocky with Kamal Eastland though, and I charged him around the back, and there was a perfect route for Boromir, who had gone into combat initially. He heroic combated. He used 5 might. Well, he used 3 might to make his heroic combat come off, and then he used 2 might to make sure Kamal was dead when he eventually got into Kamal. I'd not striked up, even though I saw this coming. I tried to heroic combat myself to try and get away from him. Lost the roll off. He went first. Got into Kamal, munched Kamal, and then I'd say, at that point, it was a case of Boromir munching through my troops until eventually they all ran away, and I had the relic, but he ran away, and then game over.
Yeah.
So yeah, 10-0 I lost that one.
10-0,
Good.
Yeah, straight to the bottom after that one.
Daniel.
My game 1. Now, Seize the Prize as a dwarf army
Yeah.
I initially thought this is going to be terrible. I played a guy called Sam Grattan. He's fantastic, really really nice guy. I managed to get to the relic first. I made a nice wall around it.
With 5-inch move?
Yeah.
And no march, no.
No march. So I managed to get past the relic and surround it, and then proceeded to lose 12 Khazad Guard in the first combat.
Tell him what list he was using.
So he had Gullivar, a Spectre, and loads of Wild Riders. So it was geared up to.
Was it a Spectre or a Shade? I thought you said it was a Shade.
I think it was a Shade then, yeah.
The one that gives you -1 in your combat.
No, it was a Spectre.
Spectre,
Yeah,
with the fell light.
Yeah, it was a Spectre. So the list was great. Like his list was really well balanced. I mean, Gullivar at 400 points is going to be devastating in whatever way you look at it. So of course, yeah, I'm 12 of 15 Khazad Guard dead, and but no one picked up the relic because I was broken. So we just sort of it didn't end up going to time. It didn't end up going to someone getting the relic. So he got 5 VPs for breaking me and not being broken, and killing Durin as well. He managed to get Gullivar one-on-one-ing Durin, which was...
Did he rend him and...
Yeah, wounding on 3s, yeah.
Did he...
Disgusting.
Because the game wouldn't have ended then, would it?
Well, if you've lost 12 half guard out of 15...
Yeah, I was at
25%.
25%.
Yeah, but you got to be both at 25%.
Yeah, I don't think anyone in the room played that right. But I think a lot of people...
we spoke about this, yeah. Because it's both people have to be at 25.
Both people have to be at 25%.
Yeah.
Because in theory, you could literally like table your opponent and then go and pick up the relic and run away.
Which I imagine that my opponent Sam would have done if we'd have realised that.
Yeah, because Gullivar would have picked it up and then just flown off the table.
Yeah.
And then you would have taken max points.
So I had a 5-0 loss there, but...
Everyone always forgets it.
Yeah.
It's
And like,
huge.
when you mentioned it, I think there was 5-6 people around us and everyone was like, you what?
Yeah.
So,
And a lot of these people that have been in tournaments quite a lot were like, oh yeah, I forgot about that. So... yes, not a great first
Not
game.
good to say.
Yeah.
So we what? Lost, draw.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
so at this point, you know,
It's
feeling
looking
confident.
good for our chat. Yeah, it's great when we can bring this high quality tournament content to you guys.
Yeah, absolutely. Do as we say, not as we do.
Game 2, Commander Battlefield, 400
Mm.
points. I'm looking at this and I'm going, this is going to be a great time because I've got Goblin Scribe at 400 points who can just chuck goblins every which way. I'm playing a guy, he's called David. He hasn't played much like tournament stuff before. He was saying he's not played for a little while. He's got Minas Tirith. He had Faramir and a captain, and then just a load of warriors Minas Tirith, a couple of rangers, a couple of knights. The knights were a concern, but dealt with them. It's fine. It's Maelstrom. So I've got 6s on my Maelstrom. So I came on in the middle of one board edge, and then put my king and my Grinner Warband like around the scribe, so the scribe was safe basically because the scribe's going to win me this game.
Yeah.
And then he got split up, so he was in the opposite corners basically. I sent basically my entire army after one of his warbands, just deleted it. The first time we did like I called for a comment of every hero I had, and tried to like munch through, and every single one of them failed. That was good. Yeah,
that feels bad.
They all failed to win the combats, let alone even the Goblin King failed to win his combat. But then the next turn I ruined him. Yeah, and he had a banner in there that I just hurled out of there, then killed the banner, but it was all over there somewhere when it died. And little things like that, which is much true. And then the king did call a couple more heroic combats and just flattened that warband. And the scribe just kept doing scribey things. But he was sensible, he brought his knights in, tried to kill the scribe. But the scribe brought more goblins on to protect the scribe, and countercharged his knights, like in the same turn. So like he was bringing them close, I brought them on, and then as they came in, wrapped in the back.
So you managed to get every board quarter there?
Yeah, so I had 5 models in one quarter, about 20 in another, about 20 in another, about 20 in another. Bear in mind, it started with 40 models.
That scribe was so good.
I can't believe you didn't take advantage of all the quarters. I think you've let yourself down there. Why weren't the scribe coming in and His
because I had to
quarter.
protect him. That was the problem.
Okay.
Because there was that one where I only had 5 models in it, and he had a couple of rangers, but I killed the rangers with the goblins, and then they all started to run away because once he was broken, 4 of his 5 rangers fled to courage.
That's so
And
unfortunate.
then I got in and like trapped them.
Especially because they've got like courage buff with the army bonus.
Yeah, he rolled like straight 2s and 3s on his courage.
Oh man.
And then Faramir was coming across to try. He had a little small warband, and he was using a standfast coming across to the corner. But he rolled like double 1 and a 2, double 1 on his courage. So he used all his will, and he might get left, trying to bump that up. And then eventually he just fell. I was like, mate, feels bad because he realised that if he got them into that corner, he'd take that corner off me. So he would have made them.
Only got a couple of VPs, yeah.
But it wasn't in the end, and because Faramir ran away, it ended up being a 12-0 win. Me.
So now, yeah, 1 win and a draw. It looks pretty good now.
1 win draw. And yeah, the Sky brought in 21 models because I told you I'd count.
21.
In the first game, he brought in 0.
Well, so
The entire
averaging,
game.
what, 10.5?
10.5, yeah. But yeah, good job scribing that one. Yeah, it's good.
So,
How was your game too?
so my game, I was up against Stuart Rowan, who's he's part of the London community as well. So I actually played him at Battle of Borough. Got so much time for this guy. I had a great game with him then, and actually this game is probably the most fun I've ever had that I've lost. I've lost a game, and I've lost lots of games, but this one it was yeah. But it was brilliant. Maelstrom really set up for a good game. I was really fast, and he was quite shooty. So he had Rangers. So he had Arathorn.
The real Rangers.
Real Rangers, yeah. So he had Halbrads and Arathorn, and then 9 other models, like a mixture of Dunedain and Rangers of the North.
That sounds like such a fun list.
Oh, it really was. It
Yeah.
really was. So he was like sort of, he obviously wanted to get into the board quarter, so he was moving out, so he was moving and shooting, which sort of hampered his shooting a little bit, but he was trying to get shots from Kamal. I was obviously like racing at him with my speed. He got in the first turn of shooting, he got 1 wound on the Fell Beast and a fate off Kamal, so I was like, can't have any more of this. So I managed to get a clutch compel off, brought one of his Rangers of the North forward and was able to charge it with Kamal. Great, I'm on the charge. But because I've done that, I've overextended Kamal, and he's stuck out there like a lemon. He's obviously moved 12 inches for 2 turns, 24 inches. So he's 4 inches ahead of my Morgul Knights and my Wild Riders, and then even further than the rest of my army, because all my army pretty much came in the same corner. But he wins that combat. He gets Halbrad in, he gets a load of Rangers in, they pass their courage test. We both strike up, both get to fight 10, both roll 6s. And then on the roll off we get a 2, and I'm laughing at here. But I do 2 wounds, but because they've all got fate, fates it back, so only one of them dies. And then next turn, because he's got so much might, every single person's got might, I win priority, he wins the heroic move roll off.
Yeah.
I've already used a might to strike with Kamal. I want to save that next might. I use a might with the Orc Captain, that gets shut off immediately as soon as I lose that roll off. Kamal gets swamped, gets killed promptly. So another turn where, first turn combat, second turn of combat, he's dead. But there was still a good game of it. Even with Kamal dead, because I still had the numbers on him. And it went down to the last dice rolls. We all had a guy in every single corner. And in that very last turn, so we both broke. And in the very last turn, I lost about 4 to courage tests in the corner where the fights were. And he was left with Arathorn against 2 of my models. He had 2 of the corners, and I had 1 corner. Essentially, if Arathorn doesn't kill any, I win. If Arathorn kills 1, we draw, or I think he might win because he's got the leader kill and I don't. And if Arathorn kills 2, it's definitely a convincing win for him. Bloody Arathorn wounding 665 or something. So yeah, no chance. And if I hadn't lost the 4 to courage test as well, it would have been much harder for him to get that edge. But no, it was really, really good fun. So yeah, thanks Stuart. It was a good game. I enjoyed playing that.
How's your second game?
My game 2 was against Alex Froley. Now, Alex Froley has been playing competitively for 3 years, which I thought was a really excellent opponent to go up against because I could learn a lot from this. But he's been playing since it basically came out. So he's been in the game for of like 18 years nearly. You know, I was like, fantastic. This is the kind of opponent I want. And the game was fab. I didn't do very well. So it's Maelstrom of Battle, and it's about getting board quarters. Now, again, I've got one warband and they're all dwarves. Movement 5. I thought, this is another scenario that's not great for me. I rolled a 1 on Maelstrom turn 1. I rolled a 1 on Maelstrom turn 2. At this point, my opponent with Uruk-hai Scouts already had 5 or 6 models in every ball corner.
Oh gosh.
So the one saving grace was I rolled a 2 on turn 3, which I then mighted up so I could choose where Durin ended up with his warband. So I could at least try and kill his leader and get some VPs.
Yeah.
I then whiffed every combat. It was
Story or half guard.
it was really rough going. I was expecting to munch through so many models. I managed to get into all his pikes and all his scouts.
You wounded him on
3s
most
with
like
piercing
3s,
strike
yeah.
on the
pikes, yeah.
anything that's not got a shield, and I managed to get Lertz down to 1 wound left, which I think netted me some VPs, but I ended up losing 9-2.
19.
So it wasn't terrible, but it was all right. It was all right.
Yeah, because the big thing in this one is the VP differential was massive in this tournament, isn't it?
Yeah.
So you want to be trying to rack it up. So that's why I felt bad in my game because I was like taking these little things to try and get it up to like a 10-12-0, but the VP differential is what
Yeah.
keeps you standing up.
So essentially, if you win, you get 10 points plus your differential up to 10.
Yeah.
And if you lose, you get 0 points, but also plus your differential up to 10 again.
So it's 10 minus your differential.
Yeah. Sorry, that's the one.
Yeah, so if you lose, like if you won, so you play a game, so let's say we played, and you won 5-0, unlikely I know, you'd get 10 for winning.
Just forgetting to the west, he's...
There's 10 in the middle, and then you get 5 for winning, so you'd be on 15, and I'd get, lose 5 for losing, so I'd be on 5.
Yeah.
So it'd be 15-5.
Yeah.
Cool. Sweet, so you've lost 2.
0 for 2.
You've lost 2.
Lost 2 as well,
And then I won 1 and drew 1.
So you're looking pretty good at this stage.
Yeah, things were looking pretty chipper. Yeah, I was in a good vibe.
And we were sliding down to the bottom table.
We were having a good time, mate.
Yeah, we were.
Enjoying it.
Then he rolls up the next mission. It's Lords of Battle. And immediately I went, right, well...
So this is 600 points now.
600 points now as well.
Games 1 and 2 are 400. This one's
Yeah.
600 now.
Goblin Town's just a feast for whoever comes against it, though, aren't they?
Honestly,
The amount of wounds
Lords
you
of
can
Battle.
put on Goblin Town.
There's a chance, so if I can get my big heroes, so 600 points to bring the Spider Queen in as well. If I can get the Spider Queen and the Goblin King in and killing troops quickly, I can do some work. He heroic combated into the Spider Queen with Boromir, turn 1, and
You played the guy who I played in the first round.
Stan.
Who also screwed you up with a Boromir.
Yeah,
He
also
did the same way.
spaffed all his might on
Yeah.
a combat and
So
destroyed my Kamal.
Yeah,
Same to
he
you.
heroic combat into it. I struck up because I saw it coming a mile away, because it's the kind of thing Lee does that to us all the time as well. So I struck up, rolled a 1 on a strike. So he's got a banner, so he's fight 7. Spider Queen goes up 1, so she's fight 7, and then lost the roll off. And then the Spider Queen just dies because someone like that gets in Spider Queen, she's gone.
Yeah.
So immediately I go, right, cool. Well, that was my one of my chances basically, and then it just came down to all the goblins losing to just Warriors Mystery. When we did win, we couldn't win because we've got shield walls.
Yeah.
So winning on 6s, it just wasn't
Is
happening.
he winning you on 4s? Strength 3, defense 3?
Winning on 4s, yeah.
Yeah.
So I stopped piercing striking since then, and winning on 3s, which is even worse.
It's a Lords of Battle dream, that, isn't it?
Honestly, you're having a great time. Yeah. I beat up like hero, his little second hero and stuff, but yeah.
They're the personal victories I take from this. You know, you give yourself a little goal in a game.
Yeah.
If you know it's lost, I'm going to take that person down.
I'm gonna punish that guy.
Yeah.
So I knew I had to deal with Fury before I could deal with Boromir.
Yeah.
Because I mean,
you don't
deal
get
with
one soft Boromir, do you? For less
yeah, I might as well just let him play over there, and I'll do it.
Yeah.
And I just fed him a couple of dudes a turn, which obviously isn't the greatest thing on this, but I thought I could do more. But anyway, yeah, I got absolutely spanked, so I lost 10-0. Lots of battle.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like that's one of the scenarios that you really didn't want to come up.
I think
against.
it's a single.
Or at least it's
one.
Yeah, it's the worst scenario
The
for you.
worst one.
Goblin
Yeah.
Town. But Goblin Town's super competitive, so I think that's okay to have that one scenario.
Yeah. You just got to run the risk, haven't you?
Yeah.
It's the first time I've used Golden Town twice in little tournaments now, I think, and first time to come up. So
Yeah.
we'll
fair.
see.
Yeah. So I was down on 29 tables. I was down on table 28. So I was in the depths, but I played a really nice guy called Jack Walker. So I met him at Into the West. Really nice guy. I didn't play him at Into the West, but I was chatting to him and his brother. He had a Erebor Reclaim. So he had Dane on Pig, he had Dwalin, and he had Gloin. And then he had a bunch of Iron Hills, a couple of them on Goat. So at 600 points, he only had 18 models.
Yeah,
So
that's...
the actual amount of points I can get in Lords of Battle was limited. And by this point, so I'd added a Ring Wraith and about 10-ish Orcs, maybe more. So I'd gone up from 20 models to about 33, 34. And a lot of those are mounted, so there's multiple wounds there.
So you're going, I need to kill the heroes here because then you get the fate points and stuff as well.
Yeah, well, I didn't actually think that, because what did I do? I killed every single model he had that wasn't a hero. So that's 15 wounds I've done.
Yeah.
I think I might have got 16 from him. I killed both the goat and the rider, that cheeky thing where you get the mount first. And I took 3 fate off Dane. But wounds wise, Dane was untouched, Dwalin was untouched, and Gloin was untouched. So I got 18, 19 points. If he got 18, 19 points on me, I'm probably not even broken, if you do the whole mounting thing. So yeah, it was a bit of an uphill struggle, but I threw Kamal and didn't know, like an idiot again. First turn of combat, I've absolutely wrapped him. Kamal's gone round the back, charged him, amazing combat, done his job. But Dane, to react to my movement in the previous turn, had got within 8 inches. He wins the heroic move off and charges Kamal. Also charges him with Dwalin. And my second Ring Wraith can only transfix one of them. So I transfixed Dwalin, thinking he's the biggest kill output.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, Dane is still...
Dane's got Master of Battle as well.
No, not in the Erebor Reclaim.
Oh, does he not?
No. But he's still Strength 5 and Burly. So he put out wounds on Kamal and he went down. And it was just a case of, can I damage limitation and stop his killing power? But his heroes did everything for him. But and he's not been playing very long. So yeah, sorry, just cut off there. So yeah, Jack, he's not been playing very long. Him and his brother, they're really, really nice guys, really friendly guys. It was a really nice game to be in. I never felt like, there was always something to roll dice for, which was always really nice. So I hope he does well. Got his first win of the day as well. So
Nice.
Good
Doesn't
lad.
count as you did, does it?
well, I'm 0 for 3 now. So bring on day 2.
My game 3 was less of a disaster than the other 2.
Us.
My opponent, Bradley Cottington, really, really good player. He had a mix of Khand and Mordor. It was a really interesting list because his leader was a king on a horse, Khandish king on a horse, but then he had a Khandish chieftain on chariot and Gothmog on a warg as well. So it was a really bizarre list to wrap my head around, and I managed to not notice that the king on the horse was his leader.
Yeah, that's why you do it, isn't it?
Yeah, little feint there.
Yeah, so I managed to do really well. My kill count was, looking good. I was 1 model shy of meeting his kill count. So he ended up on 15. So he killed 15 of mine, or we dealt 15 wounds, and I dealt 14. But I killed Gothmog and the chieftain on chariot. So I was feeling really good about that.
Yeah.
I was thinking, I've smushed
great.
Gothmog, I smushed the chariot, I've lost, 15 wounds across the game. Durin's barely been touched. This is great, this is looking great. Because the king on the horse was the leader and I didn't touch him. I was nowhere near him.
Oh, gosh.
And Bradley did a really good job of sort of leading me around the board as well. We had a Mexican standoff for the first 6 or 7 turns, when not a whole lot was going on. We were both being, manoeuvring things around. And then I missed one opening. I was literally millimetres within charge range of Gothmog on some of my models. and he took the opportunity and he pivoted his whole board up that side, wiped me out on one side. It really made the game difficult, but that was only a 3 VP loss for me there, so I got 0 and he got 3.
Nice.
So
Pretty
yeah,
tight
I've lost quite well.
Yeah.
But that's the key in this setup, because that gets you, like, you still get points. You get almost as many points for a narrow loss as you do for a draw.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
it's worth, like two narrow losses get you to, like, starts to add up.
Yeah.
And if
Because
you win a game, it is like you just drew the 2 games, or even won them, but less well if you get a good win.
well, like, so after game 2, I was on 30 tournament points from 2 games, which was feeling pretty good, even though one of them was a draw.
Because
Like
that's like
20
2
second.
15 wins, 15-point wins, 2
Yeah.
5-0 wins.
But then I lost big, so I didn't get anything for the third game. So I got 30 points from 3 games. So I might as well have just drawn all 3 games.
10 points apiece.
Yeah. So what did you end on tournament points?
So I lost the first one 10-0, so 0 there. The second one I lost 7-3, so I would have
You're
got
on 6 there.
6 points there, and then I lost the last one 6-1, so 5 points there.
So you're on 11.
11, yeah. I
So
was telling people at the restaurant I was on 9, but I'm on 11.
11, that's good. No, that's not too bad
Yeah,
for
solid
going
average.
0-3. Yeah.
3 losses.
Yeah. So I'm very similar. I ended up on 15.
That's pretty good.
Or 3
That's
losses.
like 1 win and 2 losses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's interesting that the matchups have been posted ready for tomorrow. And guess who's on bottom table fighting each other? So we're going to fight for a wooden spoon, I think.
Yeah,
It'll be good. It'll be good.
Poor Kamal, he'll probably go out turn 2 again, turn 3.
Yeah, I'll focus Kamal. Or I'll leave him alone so at least you get to use
Yeah,
him.
let's get to,
Yeah,
get to
whatever.
fly
A
around.
gentleman's agreement, no one's to touch Kamal.
You got any shots?
2.
2. I'm not
2
so,
bows.
not so scared of 2 shots.
Yeah. We'll see. We'll see.
I'm just somewhere in the middle.
Yeah, you're sitting pretty in the middle now, I think.
Yeah, I mean, it can only go upwards now, I guess. Like, some of the scenarios that we've got potentially come up tomorrow, I quite like them. So hopefully it'll get
We
better.
don't know what pool the next one is, do we?
No, he hasn't told us that yet. But it's quite fun when they do, because you can sit there at home and go, ooh, what happened?
Yeah.
I mean, you get there and you go to the table and you go, all that stuff I spent all night thinking about, just sack that right off.
Yeah, classic.
But yeah, brilliant. So hopefully, that's about everything, really.
Yeah.
Hopefully me and Curtis get some wins.
Well,
Well, we will. Hopefully it won't be a draw between us.
Yeah. Wait, we should try and get a draw. What do you reckon?
Just a gentleman's agreement,
Yeah.
call it a draw, yeah.
we'll hear all about how to get on next time. And again, if you do like listening to these kind of things instead of the normal battle reports, let us know. And we'll do them more or not if you don't like them.
Comment, like,
Don't give them
and
the option.
subscribe.
Just inundate
Go
them
on,
with
go on, say
content.
it.
What's the thing?
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and
Also visit atomiccars.co.uk to order all your wargaming needs.
And if you want, you can join us on Facebook and Instagram as well, atomiccards.rwb, because we're massive, which is where we're based. But yeah, thanks for that, and hopefully we'll see you on the next one. I'm going to have to awkwardly get really close to the camera now, and I should get a remote control.
You can't just do tech guy.
Bye!